I'm Kim Marrone, the Economic Development Director for the City of Oak Park. Colton, you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Colton Dale, City of Oak Park. My title is Economic Development and Planning Specialist.
Great. So we put together this webinar today to talk about the weatherization grants available through Oakland County and Oak Park and give you some guidelines. We have some really tight turnaround on this, so we wanted to get the information out and see who's interested in participating so we can complete our grant application, which is due next week. So I wanted to share a little information. We conducted a survey for another project with our residents and businesses in Oak Park and people who actually do business in the area. We had 198 surveys that were completed in that. And this is essentially the outcome of it. So we asked the question if anybody has dined in local restaurants since the start of the pandemic. As you can see, most people replied as a no, but there were still a strong amount of people that were still dining in since the pandemic. And then the blue line actually indicates, yes, they dined in, but essentially it was outdoor dining. So it doesn't quite say all that information there. The next question we asked is if and when a person is dining in Michigan, and if restaurants reopened in December. Again, we took this survey a little longer ago, so now we're looking at the new February 1st deadline, and they're able to remain open. How long do you expect to go wait before you go to your next dine-in? Sorry, I'm gonna shrink my screen for recording purposes. So the answer choices, if you look on the right, it outlines it a little bit easier than what you can see on the left. Most of the people are still thinking that they'll probably go to restaurants, but would prefer to wait a little bit before they actually do so. And that was at 32.32%. And some of them at 20% were looking to maybe not go out again for some time. What away from home dining experience would you prefer as the recovery from the COVID-19 pandemic proceeds? A lot of people prefer the outdoor dining. They feel more comfortable, as you can see, overwhelmingly, over 40% feel that the outdoor dining is the experience that they are most comfortable with. This one talks about the curbside options and if you'd like to see that continue after COVID-19. And a lot of people, as you can see, over 50% would like to see that continue after we're out of this pandemic. Hopefully that's sometime soon. And then how often will you likely have meals from local restaurants delivered to your home after COVID-19 recedes? And then again, if you look here, there's much less people will use those delivery services once dine-in options are open. So that's a good sign that people are willing to come back. But again, based on our previous slide, most of them are going to feel more comfortable with outdoor dining. So the main reason we brought everybody together today is to talk about a grant opportunity that is available with funding that we're receiving from Oakland County. And it is to help our businesses reopen safely and provide some outdoor dining moving forward with COVID changes. The maximum reimbursement amount that we're going to be allowed for businesses is $5,000. And applications will be due next Tuesday at noon, February 2nd. And there's two types of opportunities we're offering. We're offering leases and also grants. The leases will be with items, as you see below, the eligible items for lease, propane heaters with a propane exchange program to fill all of those propane tanks, the igloos and greenhouses, and then also some electric heaters to put inside those igloos and greenhouses. We're going to offer those items for lease. And the main reason we're doing that is we want to make sure that they're actually being utilized. So if somebody would like to use them, we're essentially leasing them for free. You just need to sign an agreement that if you no longer use them, we will take them back and give them to a restaurant or brewery in this case that will actually utilize them. The other one is the actual reimbursement program, and that is limited to the $5,000. So that is allowed, and I'll go to the next page here. for any of these items on this list. So it's quite a lengthy list, but most of them revolve around either PPE supplies, technology upgrades that you may have done. That can include like a POS system. It could be installing a second line for taking carryout orders. And then it's also in regards to everything related to outdoor dining, which is what they're really trying to promote here. Now, the grant application, as I said, is due next Tuesday, and we are allotted so much money from Oakland County, and we can request a little bit more. But in order for us to actually complete the application, we need to know who is interested in applying for these grants or leases, and what items we will need to purchase in order to do the leases, and how much money we need to request from the county to reimburse our businesses. Any reimbursements can be for things that were purchased or services rendered to create an outdoor dining area from October 1st, 2020. And right now they're saying through June 30th, 2021. They were supposed to have the applications to us by yesterday, which is why we scheduled our webinar today. Now they're saying we should have it by 2:00. So right now, those were the guidelines they told us last Friday. If something changes in our follow-up email, we will certainly send that new information out. Our contact information is on this screen. Myself, Kimberly Marrone, and Colton Dale, with our email addresses and our phone numbers. Feel free to reach out to us at any time if you want one-on-one assistance, if you need help completing the applications. There's 2 applications. One is to determine your interest in participating in the grant reimbursement or the lease program. And then the second item is for submitting your outdoor dining application. If you've already had that approved during site plan approval, the only thing you'd need to identify is if you're adding additional items that were not on that site plan. For instance, if you're putting igloos out there or propane heaters, you just need to sketch in there the location of those so we can send those to our fire marshal and building official to make sure they're spaced properly. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen there and open it up to any questions.
Pretty straightforward. The only other question I'd have, the 5K per business is a hardline cap regardless, or that's just a starting point and it might be flexible at some point?
So when we had our meeting with the county on Friday, that was the guidelines they gave us, but a lot of the communities questioned that amount as well, because they know a lot of their businesses have spent a lot more than that. Again, we were supposed to have that information back from the county yesterday, so it could change. I just don't know yet.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, one thing we are doing to try and help a little bit is offering the lease program, where we're going to retain ownership of some of those items, lease them to you, and that won't count towards your $5,000 as the reimbursement cap.
Sure.
Any other questions?
That's all I got. You guys are great. Thanks for taking the time to put this together for us. So.
Well, thank you for joining us, Kyle, and we'll be sending out a follow-up email hopefully later this afternoon once we get more details.
Awesome. Thanks, you guys.
All right, take care. Bye.